ESPN Kansas City is KCTE Independence and K233DM Raytown, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM.
Sports is the one thing this guy is truly passionate about. So passionate that sometimes we just have to put this sports nut on a leash.
Hold on. What?
Who the hell picked K-State?
Yes!
I have no case.
There's none.
No reason to bring the doofus clown back. You are paying the guy to rush the passer.
Right, and
That's what you're paying the guy for.
It's time for Radioactive Sports with Justin Pemberton on ESPN Kansas City. Tune in every Saturday morning as Justin gives his fascinating opinions and thoughts on the most interesting topics in sports, right here in Kansas City. Now the host himself, Justin Pemberton.
But let's get started, though, with the monologue talking about Mike Trout. One of the most definitely surprising moves of the season so far is Mike Trout getting locked up for 12 years, $430 million. This is no joke, people. No joke. I think it's a bad move on the Angels, honestly, because, look, if you really believe you're going to win with Mike Trout, you're dreaming. I'm sorry. Because so far, they haven't done so. They've only been to the playoffs, what? Twice, maybe? 3 times? And they get bounced out early every time, including 2014 here in Kansas City when the Royals swept the Angels in the division series. And I just have to defend Mike Trout because he's once in a lifetime kind of player. He is so good. This guy is the current modern day Mickey Mantle. He is that good. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer already. He's unbelievable. And he's wasting his prime years on a team like the Angels. And I just don't understand it. Like, I would expect a market like Los Angeles or California, Anaheim, where you want to call it. Personally, I call it Anaheim. That's what they are. Not the LA Angels. They're the Anaheim Angels. But that's just my opinion. They should be able to spend enough and get good enough talent to put around a guy like Mike Trout, and they should be getting to the playoffs every year and deep. But then again, you run into really hot teams like the Royals and etc. You're gonna get bounced out sometimes, but it's embarrassing for Mike Trout because he is such a great player and he deserves to be on a contending team. And let's be fair and honest here. The Angels are not a contending team. They're a turd. They're an absolute turd. And this is a turd-type move. I'm sorry. Move on from Trout. Give Mike Trout what he wants. And what he wants is to win. He wants to compete. He wants to contend. He doesn't want to be with you because your franchise sucks. Yes, the Angels suck. Okay? Tank. Or not tank, but just move on from Trout. Yes, I am one of those. I don't like the term tanking. I don't. But the Angels have to understand when it's time to move on, because when you're not having the success that you're supposed to have, you got to kind of change things up a little bit. And it's not working. Mike Trout deserves better. He deserves better. Put him on the Red Sox or those darn Yankees, I guess. I don't know. Put him somewhere else. Put him in... could you imagine him thriving in St. Louis or Chicago or... let's just say it. Philadelphia with Bryce Harper. That would be unbelievable. But for him to stick around in Los Angeles, Yeah, it's a bad look for him. And yeah, I know, when the money's there, you take it. Yes. He's going to be wealthy and rich, and he'll be well paid. Well, duh. Okay, I get all those things. But sometimes, when you're in that situation, and you've been playing for as long as you have, and you have so many opportunities to sniff a World Series or go for a title, you got to be on the right team. And Mike Trout, it's not there. It's just not there. It's not there. And I want to get to the money part now, because this gets right back to one of the biggest needs for Major League Baseball. And this is where I got to come in and just ask Major League Baseball this.
How stupid are we? Use some damn sense!
Yeah. Because they are stupid. The fact that there's no salary cap in baseball, it's embarrassing. It's a joke. I mean, you've got it in the NBA, and especially in the NFL. You got to have it in baseball. You got to find a way to stop these huge contracts. Because look, here's the bottom line with this whole deal with the Angels, at least from my perspective. It's going to, Mike Trout's going to look good, get his money's worth, and he's going to play like a champion every day, because he is a champion. He is one of the best players in this game. He's one of the best guys I've ever seen, personally. And that's saying a lot, because there's been a lot of players that have come through in my generation. Believe me, I've seen a lot of them. One of them being Ken Griffey Jr., who plays his position, center field. And Ken Griffey's probably the greatest player of my generation of all time. But Mike Trout is up there. But it's going to look bad for the Angels, because you still have to pay the guy when he's not in his prime years anymore. Now, question is, who knows when that's going to be? Who does know when Mike Trout's going to stop playing well? Because Mike Trout is, again, a stud. It is hard to tell when Mike Trout's going to stop being Mike Trout, because he is that good. He's been on one of the best runs I've ever seen. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's incredible. Incredible. But it's going to set the Angels back big time. Because when you still have to pay a player when he's past his prime years, that's not a good look for your franchise. And if you're still not getting to where you want to be, and that's getting into a deep playoff run into October, going to a World Series, which they've only gone to one time in its entire history, which was 2002, way long before Mike Trout was even in existence to Major League Baseball. It's not a good look. It just isn't. I mean, install a salary cap, please. Please. And the fact that the main priority of it being team first, and I take this personally because I hate seeing a bunch of guys that's about me. And you know what? Mike Trout is not one of those guys, so it's kind of pointless to be bringing this up, and I'm just going to do it anyway. Because I mentioned this the other day in a conversation on Facebook, because I saw a question on my news feed asking if there should be a salary cap installed into baseball, and I said, heck yes. I replied to one of my friends on Facebook. I said, the fact that the term of team first and then you later is long gone is just disgusting. That so many players want money more than they could do with. I mean, it's sad. But Mike Trout is worth yeah, it's actually kind of funny to say. Mike Trout is actually worth most of that money because he's just that good. He's not going to be about himself. He's going to play for the game, for the love of the game of baseball, because he wants to win. He wants to play well. He's not about the money. Yeah, he's going to get his money's worth, but he's not about the money. He's one of those guys that plays for the game, for the love of baseball. And I love that. There needs to be more people like Mike Trout. And again, I feel sorry for him because he's on a turd. The Angels are not that good. New manager, Brad Osmus, not very good. We've seen that during his time in Detroit with the Tigers. Not a very bright manager, honestly. I'm sorry. Your eyes don't deceive you. Your eyes don't lie when you watch games and you see the results. I mean, I saw many games with the Tigers because obviously they're in the AL Central with the Royals. So when the Royals play the Tigers, it's pretty easy to see Brad Osmus stinking up the joint as a manager. He's not very good. He was a solid player, but sometimes solid players who have solid careers don't pan out as very good managers. And then sometimes it's the opposite. Players who have very mediocre careers may be a very good manager. Like Ned Yost, who's gotten better and better as time's gone on. Tony La Russa probably had a playing career, but a Hall of Fame manager. I'm trying to think of others, but you get my point. But overall, Mike Trout, good for him. He got his money. He does deserve it, but it's still not a very smart move by the Angels. If I were the Angels, I would have moved on because it's not working out. And I'm just here to say that it's still not going to work out in Anaheim. It's not going to. It just isn't. There's not going to be all of a sudden a switch that turns it on. And the Angels are all of a sudden a threat. And they're going to go to the World Series for the second time ever. It's not going to happen. There's too many good teams in baseball. There's too many. Angels are not one of them. They haven't been for years. So it's a wasted deal for the Angels, a wasted time for Mike Trout, personally. I just don't see this getting any better. Again, prove me wrong. Because I love to be proven wrong on stuff like that.
You've been listening to Radioactive Sports with Justin Pemberton.
Can we also talk about the poetic justice of Frank Mason being a Kansas grad, going to the team that once was in Kansas City? Like, if the Sacramento Kings made a throwback Kansas City Kings jersey and put Frank Mason's name on it, you know how much that would sell here?
I would get one. But, I mean, at the same time, the Kings are a bottom pit of a franchise. Unfortunately, he and Ben McLemore...
The ultimate death trap.
Get out of there.
But Shaq partly owns it.
What?
Yeah.
When was this?
Didn't he get in like years ago? Like him and another buyer? I'm pretty sure Shaq has a part ownership in the Kings. At least he did at one point.
That's news to me.
Where have you... I'm not even the NBA fan here. Thank you. You should feel bad. You both should feel bad.
I'm sorry.
God, it hurts being this smart sometimes.
It's all about the glasses.
And then we're going to wrap it up here as I'm going to try to now get through all the topics here. As we
haven't even started talking yet.
No, we haven't. Well, we have, just not for the right reasons. Yeah, this is why this show is never scheduled to go the way it's supposed to. You are so right, Jim.
That's why we have 4 bonus segments every day.
We got 2 today.
That's so true. Yes, we do.
On ESPN Kansas City.
Bye-bye.
ESPN Kansas City is KCTE Independence and K233 DM Raytown, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM.